Ladies and gentlemen, there is one decision that separates people who live extraordinary lives from people who live average lives. One decision that determines whether you break through or stay stuck. One decision that shapes your destiny. That decision is this: to raise your standards and take massive action. Because let's be honest, every one of us has dreams. Every one of us has goals. Every one of us has a vision of the life we'd love to live. But here's the hard truth. Dreams without standards are fantasies. Goals without action are just wishes if you want to change your life. It starts by raising your standards. Key, what are standards? Standards are the rules you set for yourself. They are the minimum level of behavior, effort, and results you will accept. Think about it. Every person has standards whether they realize it or not. For some people, their standard is just to get by. For others, their standard is excellence, contribution, growth. Your standards are like the thermostat of your life. No matter what happens, you will always come back to them. If your standard is to just pay the bills, guess what? That's what you'll do. Barely scrape by. If your standard is to be fit, you won't stop until your health reflects it. If your standard is to be a leader, you'll rise to that role no matter the obstacles. The problem is not that people set their goals too high and miss. The problem is that they set their standards too low and hit them. Key why standards matter more than goals. Goals are powerful, but they are not enough. Why? Because goals live in the future, but standards shape who you are today. Anyone can say, I want to lose weight. But if their standard is eating junk food every night, nothing will change. Anyone can say, I want to build wealth. But if their standard is spending more than they earn, they'll stay broke. Anyone can say, I want a great relationship. But if their standard is settling for toxic behavior, they'll never find love. When you raise your standards, you don't just want something, you demand it of yourself. You no longer say, I should, you say, I must. And that shift from should to must is what changes everything. Key, the power of massive action. But here's the second piece. Standards without action are just empty promises. You can raise your standards, you can decide what you want, but if you don't take massive action, nothing changes. Most people dip their toe in the water. They try something. They say, I'll give it a shot. And when it doesn't work instantly, they quit. But winners don't try. They commit. They take massive action. They burn the boats. They decide, this is happening. No matter what, I will find a way. Massive action means doing more than what's convenient. It means doing more than what's comfortable. It means doing whatever it takes for as long as it takes until you get the result. And guess what? When you take massive action, you either succeed or you learn. Either way, you move forwards. Key why. People don't raise their standards. So why do so many people settle? Why do so many lie below their potential? 3 reasons. 1, fear of failure. So they never even try. 2, they never even try. 2, a comfort zone. It feels easier to stay where they are than to demand more. But comfort today creates regret tomorrow. 3, low belief. They don't believe they deserve more. They've accepted someone else's opinion of them as the truth. But here's the reality. Raising your standards isn't about being perfect. It's about refusing to settle. It's about saying, I deserve more, and I will demand more of myself every single day. Key example of raised standards. Think about world-class athletes. Do you think they have the same standards as the average person who tries to work out sometimes? Of course not. Their standard is excellence. Their standard is discipline. Their standard is to train even when they don't feel like it. Think about successful entrepreneurs. Do you think they have the same standards as someone who just hopes to make money? No. Their standard is persistence. Their standard is problem solving. Their standard is to keep going until they win. Greatness doesn't come from talent. It comes from raised standards followed by massive action. Your standards shape your identity. Here's something powerful. When you raise your standards, you change your identity. If your standard is health, you begin to see yourself as an athlete. If your standard is success, you begin to see yourself as a leader. If your standard is contribution, you begin to see yourself as someone who makes a difference. And once you adopt that identity, your actions naturally follow. Because we will always act in alignment with who we believe we are. So ask yourself, who do I need to become? What standards must I adopt to live that identity? The challenge of action now? Let's talk about action. Because action is where most people fail. Why? Because action is uncomfortable. Action is uncertain. Action requires effort. But here's the paradox. Action is also the only thing that creates confidence. People wait until they feel ready before they act. But readiness doesn't come first. Action comes first, and confidence follows. If you want to be confident, take action. If you want to be courageous, take action. If you want momentum, take action. Massive action beats hesitation every time. Key a call to raise your standards. So today, I challenge you. Raise your standards for your health. Stop saying, I'll try to eat better. Say, I will treat my body with respect. Raise your standards for your relationships. Stop settling for toxic people. Demand love, respect, and growth. Raise your standards for your career. Stop playing small. Stop accepting less than you know you're capable of. Raise your standards for yourself. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop living below your potential. Decide what you will demand of yourself, and then act on it. Because in the end, we don't get what we want, we get what we tolerate. Key final reminder, so remember this. Your life changes the moment you raise your standards and take massive action. Don't wait for someday. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for someone to rescue you. You'll find opportunities you never imagined. Because when you demand more of yourself, life rises to meet you. So don't just dream, don't just hope, don't just hope, don't just try. Raise your standards, take massive action, and create the extraordinary life you were born for. Past does not equal your future. How many times have you let your past define you? How many times have you believed that because you failed once, you'll fail again? How many times have you told yourself, this is just who I am, this is just my life, nothing will ever change? We all do it. We all create stories from our past, and then we wear those stories like chains. We let them dictate our decisions, our actions, and our identity. But the reality is this. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. Your past is not your prison. Your past is not your identity. Your past is not your destiny. The story you tell yourself, it's not the events of your life that define you. It's the story you attach to them. Two people can go through the exact same hardship, and one of them breaks while the other breaks through. Why? Because of the meaning they gave to their past. If you look at your past as proof that you're not good enough, then you'll never step forward. But if you look at your past as training, as preparation, as fuel, then it becomes the very thing that empowers your future. Ask yourself right now, what story am I telling myself about my past? Is it a story of defeat, or is it a story of resilience? Is it a story of failure, or is it a story of lessons? Is it a story of limitation, or is it a story of strength? Because the story you tell will become the life you live. Why people stay stuck. Most people stay trapped in their past for 3 reasons. 1, they identify with their pain. They say, I am broken, I am a failure, I am my mistakes. That identity becomes their comfort zone too. They fear change. It's easier to relive the past you know than to face the uncertainty of a new future. The brain craves certainty, even if it's painful, certainty. 3, they haven't decided. They haven't made the one decision that changes everything, the decision to let go. But let me remind you, you are not your past. You are the resources you choose to bring into this moment. You are the courage, the strength, the vision you decide to embody right now. A new decision. I've seen people who grew up in poverty, abuse, or pain, and they used it as fuel to create extraordinary lives. And I've seen people with every advantage throw it all away. Advantage, throw it all away. The difference, one decision. At any moment, you can decide, enough. I will no longer be defined by who I was. I will no longer live trapped in yesterday. Today, I claim a new identity. Today, I shape a new destiny. Decisions shape destiny. The moment you say with certainty, if this ends now, I am more than my past. I will create a future worth living. Your life changes. Key, use your past as power. I want you to think about this. Every great story has struggle. Every great hero has hardship. Every success story has setbacks. If you didn't go through pain, you wouldn't know your strength. If you didn't go through loss, you wouldn't know the value of love. If you didn't go through failure, you wouldn't know what resilience feels like. Your past is not a curse. It's a classroom. It's not something to run from. It's something to learn from. It's something to learn from. So stop asking, oh, why did this happen to me? And start asking, how can I use this? How can this serve me? How can I turn this into power? Because the moment you use your past instead of letting it use you, you become unstoppable. Key, the future is unwritten. Here's the beauty of life. The future is a blank page. Every single day you wake up, you are holding the pen. The question is, what story will you write? Will it be a story of limitation, fear, and excuses? Or will it be a story of courage, growth, and contribution? See, your past may have shaped you, but it does not define you. You are not limited to repeating yesterday. You are not doomed to repeat mistakes. You are free to create something new. And the only thing stopping you is the belief that you can't. Key, a challenge for you. So today I challenge you. Forgive yourself for the past. Let go of the mistakes. Release the labels. And choose to step into the future with courage. Because the truth is, every single person listening to me right now has untapped power inside. You have strength you haven't discovered. You have dreams you haven't pursued. You have potential that's waiting to be unleashed. But none of it can happen until you cut the chain of your past. Yeah. Imagine trying to drive forward while staring only in the rearview mirror. That's how most people live their lives. No wonder they crash. It's time to take your eyes off the mirror and look at the road ahead. Key, final reminder. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. So if you ever doubt yourself, if you ever feel stuck, if you ever hear that voice that says, Oz, who can't change? This is just who you are. Remind yourself of this truth. Your past does not equal your future. You are not your failures. You are not your struggles. You are not your mistakes. You are the choices you make today. You are the vision you create for tomorrow. You are the courage you live with right now. So let go of yesterday. Step boldly into today and create the extraordinary future you deserve. Because your best is yet to come. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something right now. How many of you know deep down that your life is meant for more? Raise your hand. Be honest. You feel it inside, don't you? That whisper, that voice, that pull that says, you were not born to be average. You were not born to simply survive. You were born to thrive, to contribute, to live with passion and power. And yet, what happens? We get busy. We get distracted. We settle. We start to believe that where we are is all there is. But listen closely. Your past does not equal your future. I don't care what mistakes you've made. I don't care how many times you failed. I don't care who told you that you're not enough. The truth is this. At any moment, you can make a new decision. And in that decision lies the power to change everything, because it's not the events of your life that shape you. It's the meaning you attach to them. Think about it. Two people can face the same